So I just watched Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget for the very first time. This movie is of course the sequel to the original Chicken Run, which a lot of people my age grew up with and cherished from their childhoods. I am not one of those people. I either didn't watch that movie as a kid or I don't remember watching that movie as a kid. When I made my review for it for YouTube, either last year or the year before that, that was the first time that I watched it and actually, retained any information because, like I said, if I had seen it before, don't remember any of it. But after I did watch that movie, I really fell in love with it and I've seen it several times since then. And so now going into this sequel, going into Dawn of the Nugget, I was holding it to that high standard that the first movie set because I think the first movie is very great. So I'm comparing this sequel to greatness. And on top of that, I'm skeptical going into long-awaited sequels anyway, because I feel like they very rarely live up to the original or they very rarely pay homage to the original in the correct way. I've been let down by too many long-awaited sequels, so I was very skeptical going into this movie. Now, like I said, the first Chicken Run is such a great movie, and it's hard to compare to something like that. And while I don't think Dawn of the Nugget is on that level, I don't think it compares to the original, I do think it's a good movie in its own right and it's worth a watch. In my opinion, every aspect of this movie, including the story, is good, just not as good as the original Chicken Run. The only exception to that is the animation. The animation, of course, looks incredible. I personally am not the biggest fan of this story being like a Mission Impossible story for the chickens. It just feels kind of like a weird leap for the characters in this world. And maybe that's just me because I know a lot of people have that criticism about like Cars 2 and how it's a weird direction to go from the first Cars. But personally, I love Cars 2, so I don't know why this one is like bothering me and that isn't. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Just to each his own in this situation, I guess. I will say though that even though I did find that a bit odd, I still enjoyed the story of this movie 100%. I think that the voice actors did a good job with this film. A lot of the characters were recast because the original Chicken Run did come out quite a while ago, and there are various reasons why characters are played by new voice actors. I do think it's kind of sad to see, or in this case here, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. There are factors that, can't be controlled and people need to be recast. And with all that in consideration, I think that the voice cast did a good job, not only in, just voice acting in general, but also just matching those voices that we know these characters to have. I really don't have much else to say about this movie, to be honest. I thought it was a good movie. I had a good time watching it. I had a fun time watching it, but for me at least, it does not compare to the greatness of the original Chicken Run. I just think that this is one of those movies that 25 years from now, we won't have the same reverence for it as we do for the original Chicken Run. And that's, nothing to turn your nose up at necessarily because most movies don't have a bunch of reverence 25 years from when they come out. The original Chicken Run is just an all-time great. And this sequel was just a good movie. They're not in the same tier, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. It's a good movie, and I would definitely recommend giving it a watch, especially if you're a fan of the original. It does pay homage to the original in a fun way without, laying it on too thick. And so I do think that it's a good time, especially for fans of the original, but even for people who haven't seen it. But what did you think of Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget? Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen it, and let me know how it compares to the original Chicken Run for you. If you want to help me out here on YouTube, liking this video, commenting on this video, subscribing to the channel, or checking out some of my other videos, all those things help me grow the YouTube channel. If you're interested in any other videos, I have done the original Chicken Run. I've made a video on that somewhere. I might link it in this video if I remember. But yeah, until next time, bye.